attack on one ziggurat? Or are they gonna go for more ziggurats with more fiends, delaying the tech? We can see Lucifer has the resources easily and will go teching on one ziggurat only. And same is happening for WFZ, who is going on the offensive. He might not be killing any acolytes here, but he's taken time off of the ghouls harvesting lumber, so he gets a little bit of economic damage done. I guess in return he feeds away experience slightly. As we can see, this DK has killed 3 skeletons as opposed to none. But this is of course all very minor stuff. So in the beginning stages here, everything seems to be pretty damn even. And as I said, with the Ted Fiends coming out of both players, this is gonna be a slow early game. Oftentimes, question towards the mid and especially the late game is when the first big fights happen. That is usually when both players have tier 3 combo, like triple hero combo with the Orb of Corruption. Is one of the liches gonna be level 3? That gives a big advantage. And of course, items also can make a huge difference. A stacked lich with claws, or maybe Sobi Mask, greater mana, or in this case, Mana Stone. Mana Stone probably the most ridiculous item you can find here. Of course, only usable once. Yes, there is also the passive regen, but of course 300 mana gained, that's the big thing. And we might see a differing third hero choice. Some players like going Crypt Lord, but that is very few, honestly. Almost, like with the top undeads, I would say 95% of the time it's Dark Ranger. Question is this gonna be turning into a mass destroyer game? Because all of the fiends die to focus and Nova all the time, and obviously destroyers are magic immune. Or is this gonna be more of a 2010-ish kind of game where destroyers are almost entirely skipped and players go for mass fiends, mass upgrades and banshees? So there's a few strategic choices to go for here. I think Lucifer doesn't go banshees. I think Lucifer goes the triple hero with the Dark Ranger, the mass fiends and destroyers, not solely destroyers. But, you know, the most standard, I think, is what Lucifer plays. And especially the Chinese undeads, they seem to like banshees, especially back then. So maybe we're gonna see WFZ going into banshees. And I'm talking quite a bit about strategy here, because there's pretty much nothing happening. Both players are keeping tabs on each other, are kind of poking a little bit here and there. We have slight experience advantage for Lucifer, but still only level 1. Tier 3 started very quickly for both sides. And we have the Slaughterhouse coming very quickly for WFZ, delaying the Lich. On both sides, actually. Very interesting. Of course, makes sense when you want to get as much experience for the DK as possible, since he's still level 1. But when you have a Lich out against no Lich on the battlefield, you suddenly gain absolute map control. So I'm surprised they're both skipping on it for such a long time, even going for the statue before the Lich. Interesting. This one creep will not be finished off with a coil, not even attempting to steal, trying to block now with this fiend. There are 3 coils, however, available. Can he maybe drag him into the narrow tower? That might result in a kill. He's very close to the narrow range. Now he's in range. And here comes the slow. But nothing in front to block, so it shouldn't be a kill. The DK now taking quite a bit of heat himself. And that is the beauty of Undead Mirror. I haven't seen many resident sleepers in chat yet, which I'm surprised about. Alright, Lich is coming out now at pretty much the exact same time. I guess this lines up with the Orb of Corruption. Yes, it does. And here's a statue. Should definitely give WFZ the upper hand here in these small mini engagements. And this should be the cue for Lucifer to run, and that's what he does.
A player's forces are under attack.
It's been a long time since I saw both players finishing tier 3 and only 2 little green camps being taken. This not even finished. Yes, very slow game here we have on map number 1 on Ancient Isles. Here come the Liches though. We have Orb of Corruption on both sides, I imagine. Yes, but Lucifer's a little bit quicker. He's a little bit closer to the party. Going for the first Nova onto a Fiend will not be enough for the kill. Going for the DK immediately in return. There's no aura here, so he doesn't have that easy of a time getting away. First Fiend almost dying. There should be a Nova again at the ready. You can see it here. Doesn't even need to use it. Actually gets the Fiend and the DK. Only trading it for a TP. Magnificent first engagement. Result of the first engagement for WFZ. Getting a big advantage now. Not only does he get more experience, more money and stuff, but he also further delays the creeping of the opposing DK, who's still level 1, man. This is atrocious. This is horribly bad. And here we see the Dark Ranger for WFZ. Not solo creeping the DK here. Wants to get experience on the Lich also. Parks the Dark Ranger up here on the high ground. This is pretty cool. When you're down here, there's a choke, or not a choke, but there's a ramp here, as you can see. So you can't see up. So she's gathering some intelligence, like a spy. And now rejoins with her forces, going for the Warlord. The greater mana is the absolute dream, but there's many good items here. For example, the Wand of the Wind, also very nice. Oh, and he gets the best one. Fantastic. Once he's level 3 with a DK, he's probably gonna win any fight with this Mana Stone. If he, of course, doesn't mess up horribly. And there's an Acolyte here. Okay. Brings him for Dark Ritual, most likely. Interesting. Oh, Zapper!
A player's forces
It's
are
Japat time, boys! Where's the most juicy spot? Right here. It's hard to get there, though. If Lucifer pays attention, of course, he should be quick with the focus. How quick is he? How quick is he? He's an old man! How quick is he? Oh! He's gonna lose one Ziggurat. Could have been worse, though. Forcing the TP as well. And he wants to fight. Here comes the Silence. DK and Lich have been affected, but also Silence on the other side, hitting almost everything! In fact, the Lich might be biting the dust here. Oh, a little bit more of focus fire, and the Lich does fall. Horrible. Now, without the orb, there's basically no way that Lucifer can win anymore. What a game. Wasn't that exciting, guys? Alright. So now we have 1-0. And that's basically one of the first tricks you learn in Undead Mirror. When you attack his base and he TPs home, he wants to TP far away from you, because otherwise you hit the triple silence, and the triple silence is pretty damn good. Or of course, if you TP right in his face, you have to have a destroyer against the triple silence. But hey, that's that. 1-0 for WFZ. And Hiromi fan is saying Lucifer still sick, question mark. And yeah, that is why Lucifer was not playing yesterday. His game was scheduled to be happening yesterday already, but he was apparently too sick to play. And today he is playing. I don't know how and how good of a shape he is, like health-wise. But yeah, first game nonetheless is lost. Did you find your bike? Yes, I did. I did find my bike. Turns out it was at my friend's apartment. It was just around the corner. So it seems I grabbed the bike, put it around the corner, and then left it there. Which was probably a good idea. I was definitely too drunk to ride home. As you can see down there in the text that is running, by the way, we're gonna have an announcement later. And that will be the group drawings for Todd's Ting Invitational. If you guys haven't heard about it yet, then I wonder what the hell is wrong with you. We've been mentioning this like 3 billion times the last week. I'm gonna give you a link once more. Todd is hosting a big tournament with a prize pool of almost $6,000. And if we could get there to raise it up to 6,000, that would be great. Then we would be hitting the next goal. Anyways, for this tournament, which is starting soon on the 30th, so on next week's Friday we're gonna start. And we're gonna have the group drawings later on, towards the end of the stream when the matches are done. I'm gonna be showing you the video that reveals the groups. And we are not even $300 away. Not even $300, guys. There's, by the way, also a way you can contribute money without actually paying any money. It's like the perfect solution. I'm gonna show that later, once we have a few more people on the stream. How many is it at the moment? What do you mean? How many is what? Next game is going to be beginning in a second. Last Refuge will be the map. And Lucifer has to fight for his tournament life. He's one map away from being eliminated. How far is it to 6,000? You can see it there. I posted the link, man. Why don't you take a look yourself? We are not even 300 away. We are $281 away from 6,000. So I'm gonna be plugging this like crazy throughout the day. But of course the stream just started, so we don't have that many people on yet, and I don't want to repeat myself 10 million times. So yeah, later on I'm gonna show you how you can contribute money without paying any money, just by entering a coupon code. Very easy. And yeah, that's gonna be one of the biggest European events in a long time. Of course, there was WCA, which was a big deal at Gamescom last year, we remember, which was a pretty cool event, where What Chief Rich took first place, and also Yaws and HLA managed to get the invites to China, and that was a big live tournament with a big prize money. But now we have kind of an independent project going on. Todd wanted to see if maybe there was interest for a Warcraft tournament. He asked via Twitter if people would be interested to see it, and the response seemed to be overwhelming. Everyone was saying, yeah, that would be great to see that again. And yeah, he got it going. He got that show on the road, got a few sponsors in there as well, with Ting and Sky's company putting in some money as well. And now we're almost at the goal, at the $6,000 benchmark to get Moon to play. So I think we can do it. I think we can do it today. And the next game starting. And here we go. So, map number 2. Lucifer versus WFZ. And this time we don't have Ted Fiends coming out of both players. Instead we have early Fiends, late hero. And that means usually quite a bit of creeping, at least to level 1, and then maybe go for the opposing main. And try to go for some acolytes, as of course we all know they're pretty vulnerable. Pretty exposed. And Lucifer quite a bit slower here with the creeping, like significantly slower. We missed the first like 2 minutes of the game, but yeah. Quite a bit slower. Tech is exactly the same. Both players taking on 23 supply. And we have the Scroll of the Beast versus the Scroll of the Beast, and Circlet versus Circlet, so far absolutely even across the board. WFZ coming over here, trying to go for some last hits via coil. I would love to get this one and possibly a Tome of Experience that can drop from it. But Lucifer makes sure to get it, gets the Tome as well! Oh man, really lucky. If he gets this Berserker, his Trapper I mean, he is gonna be level 3. And WFZ knows about it, so he doesn't want to give it up. Of course, when you're level 3 DK versus level 2 DK, that is a big difference, and you get the map control. Although, this DK is low on HP already anyways. Alright, good start for Lucifer. He's gonna be level 3 very quickly. After, as I said before, taking out this troll. And then he can try to look for some opposing camps to be taken, maybe. But actually, since WFZ was faster with his creep camp, he can now get level 3 himself, despite not getting the TOE. And there we see it, pretty much timed perfectly. Sentry wards, very good item. I think if like an RTS was designed today with the knowledge of esports and everything of 2016, I think sentry wards would not be in that game. I think that item is actually so imbalanced. But hey, it's in our game here, so WFZ with a lucky find. Tier 2 is about to finish. Are we gonna see the instant Tier 3 into a delayed Lich again? I don't think so. I think it's gonna be a faster Lich, as both DKs are level 3 already, meaning you can give solo experience to the Lich and try to propel him up in levels as fast as possible. And here we see it. Lich immediately along with a Tier 3. On the other side, exactly the same. So differing build orders in game 1 and 2 from the players, but on the respective maps, they actually both go for the same thing. Oh. I like this by Lucifer. Distracting with his illusions here a little bit and taking out the ogre. He's not going to finish the camp, I don't think. But he gets the big experience and gets the big item, and this can be really good. On tier 3, if he saves the item for that long, on tier 3 he's going to have silence disabled, and when the silence ends or gets dispelled, he can whirlwind the DK up again and prevent the coil that way. So basically he can keep the DK controlled for, if he does it well, for like 20 seconds. Which is, of course, ridiculous. Oh, he's using it right now, though. Trying to go for the surround. Not the easiest thing to do with Fiends, but he gets it, doesn't? Yes, he does. He does get it. Oh, almost opens it up again. Coil way too early. He uses the Scroll of the Beast as well. Lucifer, he has another coil here. And loses the Fiend. So, I think that was a pretty even exchange, honestly. Loses the Scroll of the Beast. Loses a Fiend. Loses the charge, might even be better for WFZ, who is now low on HP though on the DK, so has to reinvest into a healing potion. And Lich being very offensive here by WFZ, maybe trying to get the ogre here himself. And Lucifer utilizing this scroll right now while he still can, going for the rock golem. Many amazing items can drop here. For example, the Zoe Mask, Scourge Bone Shine, not Scourge Bone, Hilarious Fluid of Accuracy, Mantle of Robe of the Magi, I mean. Even the Belt of Giant Strength is really good. Or the Boots of Quel'Thalas later on for the Dark Ranger, not too bad either. Right, and we see WFZ over here, going for the Ogres, and gets the Wand of the Wind as well. And of course he has one more charge. Slaughterhouse finished on both sides, and tier 3 about to as well. Experience on the Lich, quite a bit ahead here for Lucifer. And almost level 4 for the DK as well. Usually we see Unholy Aura being leveled instead of Death Pact. And that helps a lot actually. In the Fiend fights, of course, when your Fiends get focused, you need to micro them back immediately. At least if you want to do it in an ideal fashion. And the increased movement speed definitely helps in that regard. We see no Temple of the Damned, so it seems like Banshees are not going to be happening for these players anymore. Seems to be a thing of the past. We have Dark Ranger on one side at least. Lucifer so far still hanging bad, still taking his time. Doesn't even have the orb yet, which actually increases the creeping speed by quite a bit. And here goes the first red camp. Might even just get the ogre and then run towards the next red camp, because of course the dream can be found here with the Catgas Pipe, but he isn't so lucky. Gets the Legion Doomhorn instead, which of course he doesn't need.
A player's forces are under attack.
Alright, we see A-bombs coming in. At least for WFZ. Destroyer upgrade on the other side for Lucifer. I don't think WFZ has Destroyer upgrade yet. He has the resources to get it. Seems like WZ wants to get the level 3 Lich. Before going for a real fight, he scouted the movement of his opponent down here and decided to walk away from it. Now we have the Dark Ranger. So, no Crypt Lords, unfortunately, this game. And Lucifer would love to fight right now. He has a level 3 Lich already, but... well, the orb isn't gonna be hurting him too much. But of course, what you really want on the Lich is damage. Claws of Attack, Gloves of Haste, all that good stuff. Scourge Bone Chimes and Legion Doomhorn, so 2 very unfortunate auras found for WFZ. Next red camp, this can be big and is also dumpster tier. So seems like both players are the exact same amount of unlucky. First damage upgrade and then right going into an armor upgrade, which is unusual. Normally we see the undeads going for mass attack upgrades. And, alright, here we see it finally. Temple of the Damned, the thing I was talking about, game number 1. Something that especially back in the day with Ted and stuff, all of the Chinese undeads seem to love. Mass Fiends, mass upgrades, and throw in a few Banshees for good measure. What did he find here? Is it a ring plus 3? No, wait, where is it? What? Ah, it was a Period of Vitality. Okay.
A player's forces are
Dark Ranger will be hitting level 3 here. She gets the ring plus 3. Either level 3 Silence or Black Arrow, both are really nice. And I think it's, yeah, it's level 2 Silence. Trying to go for those juicy triple silences. Some people prefer the Dark Arrow level 2, because of course when you finish a fiend, a big skeleton pops out, you can eat it right away with the Dark Ritual before it can get dispelled by destroyers, and it gives the Lich a hell of a lot of mana. Especially once the Lich hits level 4 with level 2 Dark Ritual, that is so much Nova. Here comes the TP. Is it gonna be a mass silence? Silence comes first onto the Dark Ranger actually. The coil must be there to save her, and it is. So it seems like only a TP forced and no casualties taken. Well, scratch that. This fiend might be falling. There is a dust of appearance here. The DK taking quite a bit of damage, hitting level 4 here and immediately going for the death pact as he was already low. But the fiends for WFZ seem to be falling pretty quickly. This A-bomb in front doesn't seem to be dealing enough damage, and this is a big force by Lucifer, and here finally comes the Wand of the Wind. No coil available, and I think Lucifer is running away with this fight right now. Doesn't even have destroyers, doesn't even need him, has the statues on the ground, and the big fiend force to back it up with 2-0 upgrades already. Here comes the Wand of the Wind now onto the Lich on the other side. The Dark Ranger has the healing potion and will probably have to use it soon if she wants to survive. Does do so. Lots of skeletons though on the ground. And finally we have a destroyer to dispel them. But they're Dark Arrow skeletons, so they don't die immediately. The first few Banshees coming in for anti-magic. The coil misses, which is painful. Lich has to retreat back. He has Nova at the ready. And maybe WFZ is coming back into this fight. The DK now in trouble. Oh man, he doesn't have a TP, but he has the Death Pact again. And WFZ does come back in this fight. It looked like he was starting to lose it pretty handily, but then he makes it work. Now we have no more destroyers. Now we're gonna have Curse on the opposing army here. Doesn't have it on auto cast. The DK has to be careful. Maybe forced into a TP, but gets away, gets out of range. Anti-magic onto the DK, so he can't die from Nova anymore, really. Going onto the Lich instead, but there's a coil. There's also an invul. This DK man dancing with death on last refuge as another fiend falls, and Lucifer, with a fight that started out so well for him, gives it up. And that's the 2-0, and he's out.